All right, so welcome to our yoga practice. So for this, you won't be needing any materials, just your mat and then maybe some water if you would like. We're gonna go ahead and get started seated on your mat. Find a comfortable cross-legged seated position, and we're gonna take palms up on the knees. So take a moment to situate yourself, maybe roll the shoulders down the back, maybe open the chest, and then whenever you're ready, go ahead and softly relax the eyes closed. So as we begin our seated centering, we're going to start to focus on the breath. So start to quiet the mind. Try to stop thinking about any to-do lists, any stresses from the day, anything on your mind. Go ahead and just start to clear it and start to focus on your breath. So we're going to find that three-part breath connection. Now palms can stay turned up on the knees here, or if you would like, one hand can float to your abdomen, other hand can float up to your chest. So just an option if you would like. So finding your three-part breath, you want to start that breath in the belly. So as you inhale, you fill the belly up with air. It travels up into the rib cage. You feel that rib cage expand, and it finally reaches into the chest. Now as you exhale, you release from the chest. You knit the ribs together. You feel your belly button press back towards your spine. So if you're opting to have the hands rest on the belly and on the chest, then as you're finding your inhale, you should feel that little push press into your hand, and then that little relief as you release in the exhale. Now right here is where you have the opportunity to set an intention for your practice. So your intention can be anything that you would like. It can be a physical intention, so your actual practice, or maybe it's a mental intention. So you want to stay focused on your breath, or maybe you don't want to let the mind wander. So find whatever's speaking out to you, pick that as your intention, and just hold on to it. And throughout the practice, refer back to your intention anytime things are getting tough. Once again, whether it's physical or mental. Let's do one last inhale here. And with your exhale, let's softly open the eyes. We're going to take palms down on your knees. So palms down on the knees, sit up a little taller. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the head, float your gaze upward. Exhale, tuck your chin, round your spine, pull the belly button back. So inhale, lift, lengthen, exhale, tuck and round. So it's a little seated cat-cow breath. You're inhaling to lengthen that spine, and you're exhaling to round it back. Let's do 2 more here. Last full breath here. Return it back to a neutral spine. Change out the cross of your legs. So switch out those legs and then interlace your fingers together. Press your palms away from your body. So you're seated up tall. Lengthen your spine. Inhale, float the arms up overhead. Open your chest, roll the shoulders down the back, and if it feels okay, maybe float the gaze upward. Bring the head back to center. Give me one last inhale here. With your exhale, twist to your right. So right hand is going to come behind your body. Left hand goes to the outside of the right knee and gaze is over back of that right shoulder. So you're still up tall. We're just finding rotation through your spine. Inhale it here and exhale. Go ahead and bring it back to center. Now again, interlace your fingers, press your palms away from your body, and then float those arms up overhead. Now if it feels okay, tilt the gaze upward. Really press those palms up towards the sky, lengthen through your spine. Tilt the head back to center, inhale it here, exhale, twist to the left. So left hand comes behind you, right hand to the outside of the left knee, gaze is over back of that left shoulder. Inhale it here, and exhale, release into that twist. All right, you guys, so from here, go ahead and uncross your legs, stay seated, and bring soles of the feet together. So we're gonna take you to a little butterfly here, a little hip opener to start. So we're pressing your feet together, heels through the toes, really press into those feet. Hands are gonna wrap around the shins or the ankles. Now what I want you to find is length through your spine. So lift out of this, nice and tall. So you want to feel yourself growing taller, shoulders rolling down the back. And what you should feel as you lengthen your spine is you should feel the abs start to fire. You should also feel that activation through the hips, through the inner thighs. So not only are you thinking about your posture staying lifted, actively think about pressing those knees down. Now for our first butterfly, we're going to stay tall here and we're going to keep a flat back. So instead of rounding forward, we're gonna lengthen. So inhale, sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Start to lean forward only as far as you can keep your back flat. So that might mean that you only move a few inches, that's fine. So I want you to think about length here. So gaze is still forward. And you can also take your elbows onto those inner thighs and give them a little bit of pressure down. But we're reaching, we're lengthening. Now, as you're breathing here, you should really start to feel the entire body activate. So I want you to think about those inner thighs. I want you to think about your abs, and I want you to think about lengthening through your spine. As you breathe, start to think about hinging it a little bit more forward, especially as you exhale. Keep that flat back, though. Inhale it here. Exhale, come back up nice and tall. Inhale, start tall once more. Now this time we're going to round it forward. So exhale, tuck your chin, pull your belly button back, round through your back as you tilt your head down. Now same thing, elbows can give those inner thighs a little bit of pressure, or you can walk your hands out in front. So both of these stretches, you should be feeling it through the inner thighs, but now it's less about that length of the spine and feeling the core activate. It's more focused just on that inner thigh stretch, that hip opener. One last big inhale here. With your exhale, slowly restack your spine. Bring one hand under either knee. Give those knees a little assist as you press them back up. Slide your legs out in front. Give them a little shake. Now left leg is going to stay long for you. So left leg stays long on the mat. Flex your foot so it's still active here. Now we're going to bend into your right knee. So foot is planted, right knee is bent. You're going to have your right hand on the outer edge of that right leg. Hover your right foot off the mat. Bring your left hand under that right foot and turn your knee out. So knee is still bent, you've just taken it into external rotation. So right knee is pointing out to the right, left hand is softly holding the foot. So from here, think about pulling that right knee up a little bit closer towards your chest, sit a little taller. So you still got that little bit of a hip opener here. And once again, we're thinking about lengthening through the spine. We're gonna keep that right knee bent. We're gonna bring it back to parallel. So right knee is back up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands behind that right knee. Interlace your fingers and extend the right leg straight out. Hold it here. So once again, it doesn't matter how high your leg is, you're thinking about lengthening through your spine. If you can, walk your hands out a little closer towards the foot, but not if that means compromising your posture. Point through your toe and hold. So as you're exhaling, you guys try to pull that right leg in a little closer, or maybe walk your hands a little bit further. But once again, your back is staying flat. Shoulders are staying down the back, gaze is forward. Last big inhale here. With your exhale, keep the right leg lifted, float your hands off, just hold, and then slowly release it down. Now, dig your right heel into the mat, bend into your left knee. So we're gonna take that turnout position first. Left hand goes to the outside of that left leg. Hover your left foot off the mat and then tilt it so it's turned out. Right hand grabs your left foot and you actively pull that leg in. Now all the while, right heel is digging into the mat, right leg is staying active. So remember you guys, it's all about the posture here. So even just holding in something as simple as this, you should feel the strength of your back and your abs just holding you up tall. So think about that. Think about the posture being lifted, thinking about the entire body firing up. Now from here, we're gonna keep that bend. Bring both hands, interlace it behind that left knee, sit up a little taller, point the toes, and extend the leg out, hold. Now remember, even if that leg's just hovering off the mat, that's okay. Think about that posture. If it's available, walk your hands up a little closer towards the left foot, but not if that means compromising your posture. Point those toes. Inhale it here. As you exhale, keep the left leg lifted, float your hands off, just hold. And slowly release it down. Zip the legs together, flex your feet. Inhale, circle your arms out to the side and up. Exhale, hinge it forward, find your forward fold. So hands can wrap around the thighs, calves, ankles, or the feet. Think about pulling your nose down towards your knees. Feel that stretch through the entire back side of the body. Go ahead and slowly release your hands, restack your spine, come up nice and tall. Sacrifice one of your hips onto the mat. Go ahead and slide your legs back behind you. Press your palms firmly towards the front edge of your mat. Spread out through your fingers. Curl the toes under. Shift your hips up and back. And find your downward dog. So let your head hang heavy between the arms. If your calves are feeling tight, feel free to pedal out through the feet. So bending into one knee, letting the opposite heel sink. Make it a nice feel good here. Really feel the length through the backs of the legs. Keep lifting that tailbone up high to the sky. And then try to press both heels into the mat. Now it's okay if both heels aren't connecting, but just try to give me that little bit of pressure into the heels so you feel that length through the back sides of the legs. All right, you guys, so from here, let's go ahead and inhale. We're gonna hover that left leg off the mat and we're gonna extend it up high to the sky. Now when you extend it up high, let the hip externally rotate and then bend that knee into three-legged dog. So hips stacked, really open through your left side body. Put your gaze underneath that left underarm. Tilt the head back to center. Extend the left leg back up high to the sky. And slowly lower it back down. Now from here, right leg's gonna go up high. Externally rotate, stack the hips, flex that right foot. Take your gaze underneath that right underarm. Inhale, extend that right leg back up, bring it back to center. Sweep that right foot down, and then bend your knees. Sink your booty back towards your heels, find your child's pose. Rest the forehead down, If your hands or wrists are feeling a little tight, just give them a few rolls here. So lifting into the head, once again, press down through your palms and then bring yourself onto your elbows. So fingers are separated, elbows are pressing into the mat. We're gonna take it to a little dolphin. So curl the toes under, shift the hips up and back, and you're in that similar position, just now we're on those elbows. So coming into dolphin. Head is released in between those arms. Legs are long, you're still trying to actively press those heels into the mat. Big inhale here. With your exhale, bend your knees. Once again, find your child's pose, take a breath. And we're gonna add a little bit of movement with that dolphin pose. So once again, spread out through your fingers, come onto your elbows, curl the toes under, shift the hips up and back, find your dolphin, hold. Inhale in here. As you exhale, shift the weight forward, lower the hips down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, plank. So we're moving from dolphin into our forearm plank here. So you're inhaling to lift, exhaling to flatten it out. All right, you guys, let's do 3. Let's do 2. Last one here. And release. Bend those knees and find your child's pose. Take a breath. Lifting into your head, press your palms firmly into the mat, come back onto hands and knees. So once you're back to hands and knees, from here, step back 1 foot at a time, curl your toes under, and find your plank. Now if being on your hands is too much, you can always come back on the elbows. Hips pressing down, belly button pulling back towards your spine. Gaze is down and forward. Now we're going to carefully step the feet up towards the hands. So walk your feet up towards your hands and you're in your standing forward fold. Release through the head. And then soft bend in your knees. Slowly step your spine. Head is last to lift and we're all the way to standing. Now once we're all the way to standing, we're going to take it to some balance and we're going to start with tree. So let's take our feet to our first position. We're gonna go heels together, toes apart. So once again, hips are externally rotated. Now right foot's gonna stay grounded. Inhale, float your left heel up. You're on the left ball of the foot, left toes. And we're gonna bring that left foot to the instep of that right ankle. Hold it here. Hands can be on your hips or hands can be at heart center. You can stay right here for your tree, or you can slide the left foot up the calf, or maybe all the way up towards the inner thigh. Just be mindful it's not pressing into your knee. It's either above it or below it. Find a spot to focus on. Be mindful that you're not locking out through your right knee. So keep a soft bend. Now hands can stay at heart center, or you can always take those arms out. Maybe sprout some branches up high to the sky. Whatever you would like. Feel strong and stable through that right foot. Think about that right foot rooting itself into the earth. Now we're all going to bring hands back to heart center. We're going to take our time releasing that left foot down and we come right back to where we started. Now left foot stays grounded. Pop that right heel up, come onto your right toes, right ball of the foot. Now right foot goes to the inside of the left ankle. So we start here, hands at heart center. Find your stability and then you can slide that right foot higher if it feels okay. Now remember, it's not pressing on the knee, it's above or below. Now once you have your balance, it's your choice. Hands can stay at heart center, or once again, you can sprout some branches. Ground down through that left foot. Root yourself into the earth. Bring the hands back together at heart center. Take your time as you release that right foot out of it. Good, you guys, shake out through the legs. All right, you guys, so we're gonna continue with a little bit more balance here. So if you have a wall close by, you can always go to the wall for this into our dancer pose. So we're gonna take feet parallel, hip distance apart. So once again, if you have that wall there, hand can be on the wall. Make sure it's your left hand on the wall though. Right elbow is gonna come in beside the body. Palm is turned up towards the ceiling as if you were serving something. We're gonna root down through that left foot. We're gonna hover that right foot off the mat. Bend your right knee, right heel comes in towards the seat. Now that right hand is gonna reach for the inside arch of that right foot. So it's not the outer, it's the inner. Inner part of that right foot. And we're starting right here, just in a little quad stretch. So you'll feel that stretch through the front side of the right thigh. Now if it feels okay, left arm can reach out in front of you or it can go up by the ear. And here's where you have options to progress. So right here is a perfect dancer pose. That's perfectly fine. If you want a little bit more, you'll start to reach that right leg further behind the body. So you kick that right leg a little bit away from the body, and we'll start to tilt forward. So as that right foot comes up, torso starts to lean forward. Inhale it here. Exhale, bring it up tall, and release that right foot. Shake it out, you guys. Now we're gonna do the left side. So same thing, feet are gonna go parallel, hip distance apart. You're gonna bring that left elbow into your side, palm up like you're serving something, and then you're gonna bend into that left knee, reach and grab the inside of that left foot with the left hand, hold. So you find that little quad stretch for the the left thigh. Now right arm can go up by the ear, out in front, or remember, it can always be touching a wall. So find your balance, find your stability. You can stay right here and that's fine. If you want to progress, start to reach that left leg behind the body. As you start to bring that left foot higher towards the sky, torso starts to tilt down. Find that spot to focus on. Inhale it here, and exhale, bring it back up nice and tall, and release that left foot. Go ahead and walk your feet out wider than your hips. Let your toes turn out. Inhale, lift the arms up high to the sky. Exhale, hinge from your hips. Give me a flat back here. So just like in the beginning, you guys, lengthen through your spine. So crown of the head's reaching forward, tailbone's reaching behind you, arms are by the ears, hold. Inhale it here, and exhale releases you down. Hands find the mat. So keep it low. Walk your hands over towards your right foot. Think about pulling your nose towards the right knee, getting a little bit of stretch and length through the left side body, and then walk it back through center. Walk your hands over to the left, so you're getting that little bit of length through the right side. Walk the hands back through center. Hold it here, let's twist. So bring your left hand directly under your throat, so it's right in the center. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Open to your right side and float the gaze up towards your right fingers. So you're trying to stack the shoulders here, and you're trying to keep the hips level. So you don't want to be lifting or bending into the knee. Try to keep the hips leveled here. Inhale it here. Exhale, sweep the right arm down, and now we go to the left. Inhale that left arm up. Hold it here. So hips staying level. Left fingers reaching up high. Inhale it here. Exhale, both hands down, hold. Release your head towards the mat. Walk your hands back behind you. So fingers are reaching back past the heels. Heels of the hands are rotated forward. And then try to release the crown of your head down towards the mat. So make sure that that weight is shifted evenly between heels and toes. So you're not back on the heels and you're not forward on the toes. Heels through the toes, pressing down. Hold it here. walk the hands back forward. Toe heel your feet in just a little bit. So you're still wide, you've just come a little bit closer, and we're gonna take it to our squat. So give me a deep bend into your knees. Try to bring your tailbone down towards the mat. So find your balance here. Press your elbows to the insides of your knees and then float your hands to heart center. So you're finding your little yoga squat. So it's okay if your tailbone isn't reaching all the way down for that mat. Find your squat wherever you're able to hold. So you got that deep, deep inner thigh hip opener stretch here. Elbows actively pressing into your elbows. Head up, chest up. Inhale it here. With your exhale, release the hands, bring them to the mat to help sit yourself down. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and take those legs out in front of you, and we'll go ahead and lay ourselves down. So once you've laid yourself down, walk your heels in towards your seat. Separate your feet out about hip distance, knees pointed up towards the sky. Arms are going to start down long beside you. Give me a big inhale here. With your exhale, lift your hips. Roll your spine up. Find the top of your bridge and hold. So we're just holding here in our bridge. Now you have ways of making this more challenging for your balance if you're wanting to take it up a notch. So first option, lifting your heels, coming onto your toes. You can walk the feet in a little closer and your bridge will grow a little higher. Second option, to create a little bit more instability, reaching those arms up high to the sky. So fingers are long, wrists are stacked above the shoulders, and arms are active. Now, no matter what, you're squeezing through your booty. You're holding those hips up high and you're breathing as you hold. So you want to feel the back side of the body firing, specifically the glutes and the hamstrings. Breathe as you hold. Now, if you opted for those added balance challenges, go ahead and release your arms back down onto the mat. Hips are still lifted here. You can release the heels down, maybe walk those feet a little bit further back out away from the booty. We're all going to take one last big inhale here, maybe get those hips up 1 inch higher. And as you exhale, take your time, release your spine, release the hips, bring it all the way down. Walk your feet out about mat distance. Let your knees fall into one another and breathe. So you should feel your lower back pressing into the mat. Keep the feet separated mat distance, but separate the knees away from one another. So you're in that wide parallel position. Open your arms out to a T, flip your palms up, drop your knees to the left, and float your gaze over to the right. So coming into a gentle spinal twist. Inhale it here. Exhale, roll it through center. Drop your knees to the right, float your gaze to the left. Go ahead and bring it back to center. One last stretch here, you guys. Extend your legs up high to the sky. Wrap your hands behind your thighs or your calves. Maybe flex your feet. Feel free to take any other last minute stretches here, you guys, or if you're ready, you can go ahead and extend your legs long onto your mat. Arms are going to come out to your sides. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling, and we'll take our final resting pose, Shavasana. So relax the eyes closed. You're starting to relax every muscle in your body. Reconnecting with that 3-part breath. Feeling the weight of your body start to sink down into the earth. Slowly start to wiggle fingers and toes. Keep your eyes closed. Roll over onto your right side, finding a fetal position. Making as little movement as possible, make your way back up to a cross-legged seated position. Palms up on the knees, just like how we started. Taking these last few breaths to reflect on your practice, to reflect your intention, and to thank yourself for this time. Let's go ahead and slowly bring the hands together at heart center. Softly open your eyes. Namaste.